morning, expats. It is day 8. We're halfway through our trip. We've just started our drive to Bundaberg. We're headed to the Barrel right now. It should be about a 2-hour and 15-minute drive, so that should put us there around 10:30. We'll do the tour. Tour should last about an hour, and we'll do a tasting there as well. It's 12 Aussie dollars per person. That's pretty good value. Kalie, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm excited to check out Bundaberg. I don't drink much soda, but I know they've got different flavors and stuff that are pretty cool, so ready to look at that. On the way to Hervey Bay, we're going to stop at the Fraser Coast Wildlife Sanctuary, so I'm also excited to go there.
And lastly, have you made a decision on whether we're going to go to Fraser Island?
Yeah, I don't think we will. I think there are things to do around Hervey Bay, and we don't have enough time to head over to Fraser Island because the ferry times aren't very good for day trips.
Hey expats and travelers alike, this is day number 8 and it is the 3rd installment of our Aussie East Coast road trip, and we are in
Hervey Bay.
Hervey Bay. We just drove here from Gladstone, Gladstone through Bundaberg and then on to Hervey Bay. So we're going to talk about what we did in Bundaberg. And yeah, it's day 8, so we're wrapping it up. And Kalie, what did we do?
So we left Gladstone today and we went to Bundaberg, and we went to the Bundaberg Barrel, which is where you can try all the different soft drinks that they have. So they've got the rum distillery, and then the Barrel is the non-alcoholic drinks. We went by the rum distillery just to see it for a little bit, but then we actually did the tour and the tasting in the Bundaberg Barrel, which was awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet, no pun intended, because they're sugary beverages. But I thought it was really good value for money. I mean, it was 12 bucks to go through the little interactive tour thing. You can smell different smells of the flavors of the drinks that they have. And then at the end, you get to go around to like a tasting bar. You can taste all their beverages. I believe they had 18 different types. We tasted them all. Didn't get sick afterwards, which was great. That cane sugar.
Yeah,
right?
Since we don't normally drink soda.
No.
But yeah, not sick, not feeling bad at all.
So the third thing that you get in this whole deal is you get a 6-pack. You get a 6-pack of the sodas, and that's like an assorted 6-pack, so you can choose your own. You can go 6 of the ginger beer, or you can get 6 of anything that you want.
Yeah, you can mix and match, which is nice. So you try all of them, and then you get to choose 6. So we, together, got 12. So even we don't drink soda, but we're going through these. And the cool thing is they're like different flavors, like the passion fruit, or there's this cream soda that is a burgundy color because they use grapes.
We'll show you guys in a sec.
Yeah, and I think the cool thing is because it's Christmas time, they have a spiced ginger beer. It's cinnamon and clove.
It's so good.
Oh my, it is really good. Like nothing I've ever had before, but that clove taste is so good. And it's only around Christmas time that they do it, so it was nice to pick up a couple of those.
It might have me drinking sodas again. Probably not. You know, that's what we did there. We spent about an hour there, so I would recommend budgeting about that much time. I don't think that really the interactive museum part, you need to spend any more time than 30-ish minutes.
Max. It's self-guided, so
yeah,
you can go as fast as you want. It's not very big.
If you read everything, maybe you're there for 30 minutes in that interactive part. One recommendation I will say is that before you select your assorted 6-pack, you need to try out the different sodas, because inevitably you'll change your mind. You'll have something that's there that you've never had before, and then you'll end up wanting to get that because maybe you can't get it wherever you're from. If you haven't heard of Bundaberg, well, I think that you've been living under a rock, or you're in a country that doesn't have Bundaberg, which is starting to become smaller and smaller, that number.
Yeah, because we found out actually through our tour today that this year, 2018, they signed a contract with Pepsi. So they've exploded, and they should be moving into countries that don't have it right now. So, yeah.
Getting paid.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. Okay. So what else did we do today? We drove by the distillery, like Kalie said, and then we got into Hervey. Oh no!
No, we didn't go to Hervey Bay from there.
No, we didn't.
No,
what did we do?
Well, we got to play with some wallabies and kangaroos. We went to the Fraser Coast Wildlife Sanctuary.
It's a must.
Yeah, it's really awesome. It's small, but we were like the only ones there at the time that we went. And you can buy a bag of food for $3, and the kangaroos and the wallabies will come up and eat it straight out of your hand.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're going to feed these things anyways, but you can feed them for $3.
Totally worth the $3.
The entry is $12 a person, so for us combined, it was $27. We bought one bag of food.
Yeah, it's a pretty big bag. And they've got dingos there and a bunch of different birds.
The dingo did not eat my baby.
What? What's that?
Seinfeld reference. You guys will get it.
I'm a Friends person, so.
Yeah, I'm not even a Seinfeld person. I just know the reference. Emus. Emus?
Yeah.
Let's talk about the emus. Those things make some of the weirdest noises I've ever heard.
They're kind of ugly, too.
Very ugly. And they will stare you down. They will mean mug you.
Yeah.
I think they were looking for food.
I think so, too. Anyway, totally worth the $12 per person, and then the bag of food. But yeah, you get really close to them. They're used to having people around. You've got really small ones, really tall ones, and then even you can see joeys. Okay, first of all, I was surprised because there are several that had joeys, and the joeys were like head first in the pouch, so all you saw were their legs, which I guess in pictures you always see like the cute little joey head in the pouch.
Those are cartoons.
But they actually just dive on in there, and you would think it'd be hot, right?
Yeah.
It's hot, but they just sleep like that with their legs coming out, and then you've got the different kangaroos just laying around, arm up, laying. I mean, yeah. But it was definitely worth it. Highly, highly recommend that.
Yeah, we spent about an hour-ish there.
Yeah.
So
it's not a big place. But the best thing is that there's a walking path, but you don't have to stay on it.
Yeah, be careful. You will be walking through animal droppings.
Yeah, all over the place.
All over.
But definitely worth it.
Worth it. Worth it!
Yeah. So after that, then we drove to Hervey Bay. Well, we're actually staying in Riverheads.
Riverheads, yeah. And we're at an Airbnb that I booked. The hotel chain, Accor Hotels, that we usually travel with. They had no vacancies during this time, so we decided to look to Airbnb because that's usually our backup option between that and Marriott SPG. Yeah, we ended up booking this amazing cottage out here in Riverheads, and we'll show you the view tomorrow. It's too dark tonight, but it's a 2-bedroom place. We'll put it in the description below so you guys can try to book it. We'll show you some pictures of what it looks like. 2 bedrooms, very spacious, very new. I like it.
Yeah, so we chose Riverheads because it's actually close to the barge area that the boat that takes you to Fraser Island is. So that's why we're a little south of Hervey Bay, because we had planned on going to Fraser Island. I don't think we are now because of the UFC event, because it's kind of an all-day thing to go out there, and we won't have time because of the UFC. But that's why we chose this area, but it's really close to Hervey Bay, and we drove near the Esplanade and along the water, and we'll go back there tomorrow to check out a little more.
Yeah, so if you guys have ever taken a look at our Instagram, The Expat Traveler, a couple people contribute to that. But usually if you see a UFC event, then I'm the one that's on it posting something, a UFC event that we've been to. We're kind of UFC fans. And another thing about Fraser Island is it can be a bit pricey to get onto. Even tickets for individuals would run about $60 round trip. And when you get over there, you really need a car. So you're either renting one there or you're taking your rented car onto the island, which costs a lot. So yeah, it would have been quite expensive for us, an additional cost, I guess, for us to do that. And you know me, guys, I'm on a budget here.
This is how he's justifying it so he can go to the UFC.
Day 8 in the books. We'll see you tomorrow. Another day in Hervey Bay. Cheers!
Hey expats, so we are in Hervey Bay today. And this portion of the beach is Scarness Park. There's a big esplanade area that you can go through with several different types of beaches. So we're just going to check out this whole area. The weather's great, it's nice and hot, and a lot of people are out swimming, fishing, things like that.
Yeah, what she said. What is up, expats? This is day 10. This trip is flying. This is actually the last leg of our trip in terms of driving. So right now we're driving from Hervey Bay to Brisbane. We're going to stop off in a little town called Kin. We know somebody in Kin. Actually, she was our producer for the episode of House Hunters International that we shot a couple years ago, showing where we live in Singapore. So we're gonna swing through Ken and have breakfast with her and her family, and we're really looking forward to that. It's cool working on shoots like that where you can make friends with people. Let's wrap up yesterday. We decided not to go to Fraser Island.
Fraser Island seemed pretty involved after doing a little bit of research. We would need a bigger car to get around with the sand dunes and stuff, so renting that, getting over there on the barge, it would have been a whole day kind of involved, and instead we chose to just make it a relaxing day since we've been driving around a lot and popping around to different cities. So yeah, we just chose to relax. I'm happy with that decision. You?
Yeah, super happy with that decision. We got to spend a little time on the beach, but you know, we got to go to an interesting little tavern, the Bay Central Tavern, I think is the name of it, to watch the UFC fights. Great venue to watch any sort of live sports. So we watched the fight. Shout out to Amanda Nunes. What a performance. Historic performance, winning and getting 2 belts. First female fighter in the UFC to get 2 belts at the same time. And then John Jones, like him or not, steroids or not, what a great fighter. He's got the belt again at light heavyweight. That's really cool. So I'm glad we did that, and we didn't go to Fraser Island, although I think if we had an extra day here, we probably would have done that. One thing that tripped us up, I think, on this trip is the grocery stores. You've got to kind of make sure that you hit up your grocery stores and stock up, especially during the Christmas or holiday season around New Year's. It just seems like everything's shutting a little early. So 6 p.m. was the closing time for both of the grocery stores that we tried to go to on Saturday, and then yesterday we ended up catching the Aldi right before it closed.
We decided to go the more scenic drive. Actually, with the GPS, it gave us 2 routes, and the scenic drive was faster, and it's through some forest. So we figured instead of taking Bruce Highway, we would try this out. So far, it's kind of just going into little towns, lots of trees. Yeah, nothing too crazy, I guess.
Hey, what's up, guys? 2019 is upon us. Welcome to Expats Everywhere.
We just got into Brisbane. We dropped the car off yesterday, and it is nice to be back in a big city. What do you think?
For sure. It's really good to be back in a big city, although we're still having the same issues with things being closed.
Yeah, not everything's open. Some stuff's closed till like the 7th or 8th, which seems pretty crazy to us, but it is what it is. There are some things open, especially closer to the river area. Not so much in the CBD, but in the river area, you can find stuff. So it's nice to walk around.
Last night, we were able to go out to the waterfront area. We went to the Mercure for a 3-course dinner. We'll show you some pictures of that. Really, really good food, good atmosphere. If we wanted to stay there, we could have actually seen the fireworks, but we decided to head outside and get to hear the boom of the different fireworks go off. So we did that. It was a couple-minute walk from where we ate. Super nice.
Yep, we watched the fireworks right by Victoria Bridge, which was a really good location. Great fireworks, 10 minutes. It was really good. Had a good time yesterday.
Yeah, for sure. We're staying at the Sofitel here in Brisbane. Nice hotel, very centrally located. It's in walking distance to a lot of the different attractions, and it's about a 10-minute walk down here to the bridge, and then about a 10-minute walk to get across the bridge.
We're just gonna walk around Brisbane. It's a nice sunny day today, and we'll show you some shots, and then tomorrow we're heading out to Moreton Island. Hey guys, so it is day 13 of our travels in Australia.
Yeah, I feel like it's coming to an end really, really quickly.
Unfortunately, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so just to recap on day 12, we shot a video down by the Brisbane sign there overlooking the water. And then that evening we went to a really cool restaurant.
Yeah, it's called Pancake Manor. I guess it's open 24/7, right?
Yeah.
Except only day it's closed is Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Right? And you can get lunch, dinner there, or you can have, of course, pancakes.
Yeah, so we did.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Very good.
We took some shots of the pancakes. We'll show you those. It was really good. It was pretty inexpensive. I mean, especially considering we're paying like anywhere between 40 and 60 Aussie dollars for a dinner. So, yeah, it was good.
Yep, really good. And then today we left for Moreton Island.
Moreton Island is incredible. In terms of value for money, I think it might be the best we've had so far of the 3 tours that we've done. We're going to make a separate video talking about those 3 things that we did and give you guys recommendations and rankings on that.
So we just bought tickets to go on the ferry. You can do tours and things like that, but we just bought the MyCat tickets. It ended up being 114 Aussie dollars return trip for both of us just to ride the ferry. It's about an hour and a half over there. It's a very slow ferry, so it's not like the one that we went on to Whitehaven Beach, which was nice. And we got there right on the sand, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, on these ferries, it's full service. So you can get on there, get a coffee, get cold beverages, get pies or other types of food. And they're fully licensed. They even have beer and wine that you can purchase on board. So you don't really have to bring that stuff. Now, I think I would recommend bringing a little food, especially if you have any certain dietary needs. It's kind of basic.
Yeah, pies and things. And then even to eat when you're on the beach, because we took the ferry at 10 and then the return ferry was at 5. So we got a little something on the ferry, and then we brought some food as well to eat while on the beach.
So yeah, we spent pretty much all day out there today, and it was awesome. I highly recommend it. The snorkeling is absolutely incredible. You see a lot of cool fish and colors, and it's very easy. We heard that you had to swim out to the wreckage to get to see the fish and the coral and everything, but the reality is it's not that far of a swim. You don't need flippers. You're super buoyant.
Yeah.
Like, it was just so easy to float.
Yeah, so they put these shipwrecks there, and then coral and fish have just kind of come on there. And so you can see a lot of stuff to see. You can spend a long time out there. And like Josh said, it's really easy. We didn't even need flippers to swim out there, and you kind of just float and look at things. It's really cool.
One expense that we didn't expect to incur was the cost to get out there, the cost to get to the Port of Brisbane. It was about $45 to get out there from the hotel. So we took an Uber out there. And then on the way back, there weren't very many Ubers around. We actually hired a car, and it said it was going to be 11 minutes. And then it was like switched to 13 minutes. And then I called the guy, and he's like, I'm 15 minutes away. So we just canceled. And we took the buses.
The tour company, I think, was called Sunshine Tour. We didn't do anything through them, but they had a lot of different snorkeling activities you could do. The boat was called the MyCat.
Yeah, that's right. So we ended up taking their bus back, and it was $15 a person. So it was $30 for the two of us, which was slightly lower, or a bit lower than what it would cost us to take an Uber back. It dropped us off in the city center. Roma Street Station is the name of it, just one station away from Central Station. So it was super centrally located. A lot of backpackers, hostels, such were around there.
Yeah. So your options are take your car onto Moreton Island, but it needs to be a 4-wheel drive because you're driving on the sand. So that is an option because Moreton Island's actually really big and there's a lot to explore. You can camp out there, things like that. But if you're just doing a day trip, there's also parking at the port. However, there doesn't seem to be any type of public transportation anywhere near the port. So keep that in mind. If you're not driving and parking your car, then you might need something like an Uber or to go through the tour for pickup, things like that.
Yup. Well, listen, it's totally worth it. Worth it!
Yeah.
You should do it. We're going to go get some dinner at the hotel restaurants. We're going to hit that up. And we will be in Sydney tomorrow. We take a morning flight to Sydney. So we'll be on Darling Harbour, and we'll show you that sweet view. Hopefully we get a sweet view.
I know. Looking forward to it.
See you guys.
Bye.